much the same as the Kunkka. Like the two heroes are just very tanky in both ways, and they both lane very well. They have a high mana pool as well, so they can spam spells quite a lot. So it's pretty much just the same kind of pick. And VGR, they now pick up a Darkseer, so they're going to be going for an aggressive offlaner. As we haven't seen Darkseer being played yet today, so another hero that obviously a very aggressive hero. It's not a new hero by any means. It's just a hero that's usually banned out.
I see so much potential for Vici Gaming to just apply pressure in all lanes. You've got the Terrorblade who can split push. You've got Darkseer who can definitely take care of himself and push out a lane all by himself. And whatever mid hero Vici decide to go for will most likely be self-sustainable. They could go for something pushing really early if they wanted to, like a Death Prophet. That could synergize well with the lineup. I just think Vici Gaming might be running away with this one.
Yeah, it feels like they're pretty much doing the same thing as in game one, where they just focus on having very strong lanes. The Darkseid, like you said, he can solo lane and put pressure on his own right. The Kunkka is notorious for just putting pressure on multiple lanes. So I imagine they're going to be going for a hero in the mid lane that can put pressure and just get kills early on. DP is a very strong laning hero as well, and Puck could be an option as well. As the DK is banned out from Invictus Gaming, so they cannot pick that up. And I mean, speaking about IG picking the heroes that was difficult to deal with, right?
It's like they're like, oh, that was fun. Like, this is like any pub strat being like, oh, I just got my ass whooped by a Luna. Let's pick up a Luna. That works, and it really does come down to execution. So if IG can somehow manage to get this off, more power to them. But it seems like this draft may not be the most synergistic. I'm also going to be slightly triggered by too many cats once again.
I think the only time I've seen the Luna work out very well is with the Shadow Demons, so I'm not going to be sold on the draft coming out right now. They could pick up another support hero, but you can see VGR, they're not going to let that one come through. They are going to ban out the Shadow Demons, so that will not happen. As IG, I mean, the last hero should be a support hero. I don't think the Mirana's going to be a support position.
Here's what I've seen before. I've seen support Luna. The build I've seen was Ags into Refresher into Ethereal Blade, and it did not work. So
is that support though? That seems like
that
a lot
was
of big items.
that was just kind of stealing the far. This was also like a 70-minute game, by the way, and it just did not work at all. So IG, they've got their work cut out for them, and they're going up against the Storm Spirit. I'm tempted to say Vici won this like 95%.
Okay, so Ember Spirit will be the last pick by IG, meaning that Mirana's gonna be in a support position. Actually, offlane position. What? So, XXS is the offlaner, so offlane Mirana and
support Void.
Position 4 jungle Void. That's greedy.
Please explain me this. You're what, like 6.2k or something? How does this work?
I mean, usually when you pick a position 4 hero for the jungle, it's a hero that can actually jungle well, right? Okay, they just swapped around. Now we're safe again as XXS now has the Faceless Void, so they just picked up the wrong heroes.
Okay, I'm much more relaxed now. I was very confused. Support Void, situationally neat, but not for this. This is not how you win the game.
I think that would be like too much greed coming out from IG. As a VGR, they have been dominating lanes early on in the last game, and they're definitely building up for lane domination as well. So going for like max greed definitely doesn't seem like the solution. Hopefully they're just going to be favoring on securing the Ember Spirit in the mid lane. He should be having a decent time. I mean, Ember versus Storm Spirit should be fine. It's a kind of Ember Spirit favored matchup because Storm Spirit doesn't really lane that well.
What the hell is Luna riding? That looks disgusting.
That's a ram, I think.
It looks like, ugh. Alright, it looks like a tree that came to life and also like half died. Either way, I'm not a fan of her hats. I don't think I can root for her this time. So Bias Caster coming through. VGR, they've got themselves that Terrorblade, which is something you just can't leave alone. You can't let him farm. We could have some blood going down is wrong. Gonna walk in. He's spraying out the hot garbage. He's got the Ignite. The arrow connects. The Torrent gonna come through. Not gonna lock down any heroes on IG. But all the heroes on IG are getting low. Mikasa getting focused down. Will be the first blood. They're looking for more. They will get a couple hits. Ana eats up the Fairy Fire. Gonna be alive here. They're focusing on the Ogre Magi. Split attention coming up as DDC really wants to go through. They want to get the kill. But on the backlands, Ogre does end up falling. So worthy trade if they can get out this Ember Spirit, and they will be able to do so. So you'd rather have your Ogre fall than your Ember, and the first blood go in the way of IG. Somehow they managed to start this off right.
I mean, that's a very big win, especially because Terrorblade uses Metamorphosis for that fight as well, so he's only going to have like 10 seconds in the lane where he has it up, meaning that the Faceless Watch should be very much fine in the lane. He should be having an easy time just getting the first like 2 to 3 levels. So that's a huge commitment, and still it was a 1-for-1 trade. IG got the first blood onto Mikasa's Storm Spirit, so I think they're going to be very satisfied with how that level 1 engagement went down.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is more damage onto the Void than you might give him credit for. I think the Terrorblade can definitely man up, and you've got that glimpse on the Disruptor most likely picked up at level 2 or 3. So even if Void gets a really nice time walk off, as long as there's decent vision, they can still lock him down, they can still get some kills, and all you have to do is take Void out of the lane for a total of 2 or 3 minutes, and that's just too much farm on the Terrorblade to let go. Why did I have Fantasy Point selected? Dude, I just need to get reported tonight. I've made too many blunders.
And that's a very important statistic.
like I can understand accidentally leaving on buyback for too long, but fantasy points? Dude, what am I on? Alright, we are going to have the Void able to leap down into the river, into the low ground. 2-minute rune spawning up pretty soon. We'll see what that's going to be. And looks like down bottom, once again, this offlane being sacked. You're letting the Luna get free farm, and it's not going to be a support Luna. How much can the Luna really do with this lane? Is that going to be the key point, just making sure Luna has a nice first 10 minutes and then she snowballs out of control?
Honestly, Luna is actually a decent hero against Terrorblade because Luna, together with Mirana Ember Spirit, they have a lot of magical burst damage in the early game. So like we saw in the last series where we saw Terrorblade being played, like, if you can burst him down in a couple of seconds, he cannot get a good stun off, and he's going to be having a little bit of a trouble time actually man-fighting, and ultra late game Luna versus Terrorblade seems like a fairly even matchup. Terrorblade is probably going to be the one coming out on top, but I don't think it's gonna be like easy for the Terrorblade by any means, as the Luna does fight well for herself.
Alright, so sitting back, talking about that mid lane farm, we are going to have the Ember Spirit very slightly ahead of the Storm Spirit. A lot of focus on denying here, making sure neither of the spirits having the best time ever. Now there is going to be some harass back onto Ana, but the big damage going down up top as Void is able to go ahead and get that leap off. The Time Walk going to be saving his ass this time. There is still only a level 1 Disruptor, so no glimpse for him. They really need that glimpse as soon as possible. Finally in the mid lane, Storm Spirit able to go through with his final breath, will kill off the Ember Spirit. And now there is going to be Ogre though. He's hasted up, he's looking for something. The salve already rocking out, so Mikasa might live through this one. Baboka has got the damage, the arrow does connect, but do they have enough raw hits? Looks like one last hit from the Mirana will do the job, and now Wrong booking it out of there, has that haste trail behind him, so in the end, definitely worthwhile for IG.
And this is where the Ogre just comes to play. I mean, it's such a disgustingly tanky hero. So you can sit under the tower at level 3 and just take like 10 hits, and it's like, oh, I'm still fine, no problem.
I mean, look at that 4.4 regen. He's just spiraling up. There's no stopping him. He's got like perma tangos going down.
Yep, and also leaving the Luna down in the bottom lane to his own little fun. He's gonna be a range hero versus the Darkseid, so he shouldn't have too much trouble killing these Iron Shell creeps. And that being said, though, Yang is getting a lot of farm for himself. He were jungling in the start, so he's gonna be sitting, with Soul Wing, Iron Talent, sitting on level 5, definitely having a lot more farm than his counterpart XXS, as he does not have the best lane in the top lane. You talked about this, that obviously they can zone him out, and that has been pretty much working out in their favor, as he is sitting on level 3 only, doesn't have too many last hits for himself compared to the Darkseid either, so far VGL's laning is definitely working out, and we'll see how much pressure they can come out with.
This scan from the Dire revealing the first smoke by the Radiant. They were trying to be sneaky, but they are no such thing. Now they do know there's a rotation top. DDC could be in some trouble there. They're bringing the Ogre. He's got that Fire Blast to go and combo up. Looks like they are going to miscombo their stuns just a little bit. Not going to get the most out of the regen. Now Terrorblade popping out that reflection. Looks like they will get a kill on the Disruptor. Not really anything to stop IG in their tracks. So Terrorblade has to play this one very, very safe.
Alright, and meanwhile in the mid lane, Mikasa versus Ana, they really just want blood from each other. These two people are sitting with like 100 HP, just like never giving up, never give up, never surrender.
Oh, that
Keep
siege
fighting.
creep putting in the hours. You've got Mirana rotating through. Will be leaping down. Will cancel out the salve, but may cost her life here. Now Disruptor does have that glimpse. They will drag her back up to the high ground, and that's going to be a very dead kitty cat. Lands a point blank range arrow onto a creep, so at least getting some gold before she goes down. Speaking of going down in the bot lane, we've got that wall popped up. Will be enough to secure the kill onto the the Luna. Very important kill right there. And Ogre not able to follow up, not able to get the kill onto Yang. In fact, is going to be stuck in here. That's going to be an Ogre Magi sandwich if they want to make it. But looks like there is going to be a Fire Blast coming out as FY could be in some trouble there. Still looking to fight. The Ogre Magi getting very, very low. But body blocks by Baboka. The torrent coming out. Not going to do enough work. Ogre hugging that tree like it's going to save his life. But it will do no such thing. And FY now is going to get that surge. Going to be going out of there. One more arrow. Will it be enough? He's alive there. 5 HP. Trying to juke around the trees. Mirana, she's got that arrow. 2 seconds. 1 second. Can she get it done? She knows he's in there. And looks like no. She's not able to get the arrow off in time. That little bit of hesitation cost her the kill onto the Kunkka. So overall, very successful fight for VGR. In the last couple of moments, 4 heroes dead around the map.
I mean, why is these Kunkka players just like juke guards every single time? We saw that last time from Baboka when he played Kunkka, and Efra also just juking around like a madman. So Vija just continuing putting a lot of pressure, diving towers, and they don't even get punished for it, which is very surprising.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a very bloody game. We've had our share of passive games here. LGD definitely playing that good old Chinese style Dota here, but VGR, they're just letting it all hang loose, and they're going in. 6 kills already to their name at 6 minutes in. We've got overall net worth gonna be starting to slide in their favor. About 2,500 going their way.
Yeah, if you look at the net worth as well, VGR, they have the top 3 net worth, so definitely they are doing a lot better than their counterparts on IG. The Luna is like the one who has had the most free farm in the game, but he's only sitting at 2,000 net worth, which is very surprising, not having a little bit more than that, not even having a completed threats at 6 minutes into the game. So Luna has been pressured a little bit in the lane by the Darkseid and getting killed, forced to rotate around, and it's not really been working out for the side of IG, as they are just really struggling a lot right now.
Yeah, we'll see what they're going to get done here. Again, you can't really tap out an Ember Spear, but the Torrent connects on him, and it looks like he could be in some trouble. He's going to get Remnant back, the X, and the second Remnant. So he planned for that. It's all strategic, man. And now up top, there is going to be some pressure. DDC, the lone dire hero to defend this top tower. Maybe just walking into wrong. Ogre Magi sitting back. He's going to be all bloodlusted up, ready to hunt, ready to go and get those kills.
He's actually eating his way through. He doesn't have any more tankers. That could have been funny if they just met each other.
I mean, these guys are just like bumping on into each other. They are going to bring in the Terror Blade. Not necessarily ready to fight just yet. He's got himself some treads in the Aquila, but no Dragon Lance or anything. Now down bottom, Mikasa is going to have to TP home. And there is going to be Ana doing the same. So everyone just kind of sitting back, resetting, not wanting to get too hasty here. Although you've got the Void just ready to go. I mean, he's got his green light, he's got his Chronosphere, he wants to make something happen. Looks like he's going to walk in, we'll find the Terror Blade. Everyone eating their way through like it's a freaking corn maze in here. And there are going to be illusions popped out from the Terror Blade. Ogre harassed back in the back lines. Void has just not been punished for being absurdly deep. All these trees are going down. It's ring around the freaking Rosie in here. And no one's going to get punished.
Does this ever stop? I mean, they're just both just walking around the west like there's no tomorrow.
Down bottom. This is going to be a kill. There is going to be a TP in from the Ogre. It will get cancelled up. So a secondary solo wall drop from Yang, but getting another solo kill on that Luna. So Luna, even though she's got all the space in the world, really not able to get a whole lot done.
Yeah, and as long as they don't lose anyone in the top lane, obviously E&D on the Terror Blade is surviving very nicely.
All right.
So he's going to be fine.
All right. We've got action going down here. Metamorphosis popped out from the Terror Blade. That's kind of his just like back off button saying, I'm not really looking to fight, don't really have the tools to fight, but please don't mess with me. Just leave me alone. And it seems like that will be the case, although Baboka and Wrong looking to wrap around. They do have that smoke on the Ogre. I think they're just going to amble on up to this high ground. There will be a sentry ward placed down. There's a Corona coming back in. There's a glimpse back out. So Void not able to go through and do a whole lot of damage. The arrow going to graze right on past the Terror Blade. Nothing connecting. There'll be a Lucent Beam popped out from QD. They spray out the Ogre, and that's going to be a Torrent coming in. The boat connecting. Looks like XSS will lose his life. Not able to get the time walk off. 2 seconds cooldown. Bittersweet for him. Now there is going to be a Lucent Beam popped out and some focus, but they are going to bring in the damage. Mikasa coming in is able to secure a killing spree. Now they're looking for more. Wrong will end up going down as well. That's going to be one more hit. Kunkka now. Double kill for him. Killing spree coming his way. Terror Blade still alive. It will be a 1-for-3 engage overall. So VGR still rapidly falling ahead.
Yeah, and in the meantime, you have the Darkseid just solo farming the bottom and actually getting a tier 1 tower as well taken his way. So he's going to be having completed a mechanism coming up his way. He has enough gold to just straight up buy it. And he's going to be doing just that.
Oh, glimpse back. Popping out the Remnant. Looks like they don't have quite enough control to get Ana down, but that's still keeping him clenched. He is having a tough time here in this mid. He's doing not the best in terms of net worth, sitting right behind his Luna, which you'd expect, but you don't expect the Luna to be 7th.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Conquer almost being the highest net worth, like higher than the highest net worth on the side of IG, which is Faceless Void. So when your offlane is the one doing the best, then you may have not had the best laning stage, which is something we talked about, which is probably going to be happening as Vici they just focus on the lanes. And now once again, we do have Ron not really enjoying his life right now. He's going to be taken away by Mikasa, so another kill going that way.
I mean, he was kind of just walking around. Better off it's the Ogre Magi than like the Luna or the Ember, but still not ideal. You got heroes dropping left and right. 12 kills at 10 minutes in. VGR keeping this one bloody. It's Game of Thrones in here. You know, in terms of overall net worth, it's continuing to slide down about 7,500 gold in favor of VGR. So they're able to pick up these big items that just aren't there on the side of IG.
Yeah, we have Mikasa going for that early orchid, and if he gets that online, that's going to be like the best way they can control Ana and get easy kills on the Ember Spirit. So Ember Spirit, he knows that this is going to be a bit of a difficult game to pull off because a
bottom
Storm Spirit
lane
with an early orchid.
We are going to have Baboka looking for something here. No arrow as they did point blank down bottom. So FY able to scoot away. I want to talk a little bit about Storm Spirit's skill build. Finally picking up a point in Electric Vortex at level 10. Was that just a little too late for his own good? It feels like he could have gotten a couple more kills with Lockdown if he had the Electric Vortex earlier.
It's just the most standard build to go for because Storm Spirit you kind of just rely on your damage and just like sipping doing more damage, sipping doing more damage. So that lockdown is pretty much only in the mid game where you want to like take big engagements and you need that one lockdown that you kind of want to build it. Oh, speaking of that lockdown, Ana in the mid lane.
He's silenced up there. Static Storm committed, and it's definitely worthwhile. They are gonna bring
just act like that.
Like I hate to be this guy, but like, what? Like I don't really know where the follow up was. His team wasn't there for backup damage. He was counting on a TP going through. It's like he was just like, all right, guys, I'm going to chrono, and forgot to look at the map for a little bit. Now, there is going to be an initiation here onto the Luna. She does have her Eclipse if she wants to drop it, but going to get torrented up, boated up before she has a chance to react. Zipped on in Mikasa. Unstoppable here. 7 kills to his name right now, and almost at that completed Orchid. Metamorphosis Terrorblade doing its damage here to the tower. Secures that tier 1, so now the Roche Pit, the Radiant Jungle falling into the hands of VGR, and they don't have to stop. They've still got time with the Metamorphosis. This could be the bitter end here for IG. What do you think, man?
Yeah, this just feels like a stomp at this point. I mean, the 3 calls on the side of VGR being in the top is all sitting 3,000 gold ahead of IG's calls. So this is just a little bit too much to work through. You have a 13-minute Orchid coming out from the Storm Spirit. You have the Terrorblade sitting on a Dragonlance plus a Yasha. The Darkseer is like having a completed... He has a mech and a completed Blink coming out very soon at 13 minutes into the game. So this is just too much coming out from the side of VGR. They're just really not giving anything.
Yeah, I mean... Ogre, man, what were you doing? You were sitting down in that bottom lane for so long. I assumed you'd TP out by now. But no, I mean, Luna can make up a lot of farm, can come back if she gets that Dragonlance, if she's able to stay safe and take stacked Ancients, but it's such a steep road to climb now. Going to be about 12,000 net worth deficit for IG. And it's approaching unwinnable territory. I think VGR, they've got to assert themselves one more time, take one more convincing team fight or structure, and that's going to be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they are reaching that 1k per minute and a GPM lead, and obviously that is like the point of no return. People most likely... people refer that to the point of no return, and Mikasa with that Orchid being up now, this means that he can farm anyone on the map. He can walk around and he can get anyone killed as long as he has enough mana to just like continuously fly around and use his spells. Then no one is safe, and IG, they know that. I mean, you can see the Luna's the only one farming camps in the jungle, and he's farming the closest camps to that tower, and then they just walk back.
I mean, you've got the Void still trying to get something done. Goes for the Mask of Madness. That's the item to take it all back, right?
Oh God.
I got so many question marks for the Void, and I don't want to dump on him here because he's obviously a professional player. He's on an established team. He's doing his job. He's trying the best he can. He's top of the net worth chart for his team, but it just seems like he's in such a desperate place that he's got no chance to react. I think he's got to be tilted.
I mean, he was scared about Stormspirit flying on him, so I guess I was understandably went for the Chrono there. But about the build, I mean, the Mask of Madness is definitely a cost-effective fighting item, but it just feels like he's not going to be able to actually right-click anyone this game.
Oh, the Sunder coming back in the vacuum. There's zip zaps all around the map, and Terrorblade, he just feels like he's on top of the world right now. And this may be the GG. It will be the GG as everyone's just dropping back down. Luna could not get it done this game. So IG, once again, will be dropping an 0-2 series. And it's going to be VGR taking this in spectacular fashion. So unfortunately, IG go 0-4 for the night. They're put up against some very tough opponents, though. They put out some good gameplay. But VGR, they're feeling good here. That's going to be a solid win for them, advancing themselves into the tournament. Again, these are the group stages, so just trying to seed themselves nicely into the playoffs. And I'm interested to see where this is going to go. This is going to be it for our English coverage of Dota 2 Professional League. We're going to kick it over to Lumi in just a little bit, but first, I want to give a huge shout out to Mad Kings for joining me. Thank you so much for hopping on, man. Any last words?
Yeah, it was a pleasure. I mean, and you should be too disheartened when you're an IG fan because, like you said, this is two very very tough opponents to fight up against. They did play decently in the first series. This last one may have not been like the best way to end the night, but IG they tried, and sometimes you fail, man. Sometimes you fail.
Yeah, it seems like that's unfortunately what happened here. Now, next up, again, is going to be Lumi casting Newbie versus VG. Definitely something you want to stick around for here. The stream's going to go down for a little bit, but before that, I took off your R9K mode. Have some fun. I'll give you a treat. So stick around, and more DPL action soon to come.